still working on a lost control song, but I have this so far, and it's almost frozen. So it's I lost control, yes, I lost all control, I want to know, you betcha. Take this beautiful letter, read under the weather, and wear my sweater I gave you. And what's wrong with knowing you better? What's wrong with knowing you better? What's wrong with knowing you better? Fox, breathe, wine, don't forget her. Let me look at it just for a second. All right, as you know, I always do these when the dishwasher is on, so I need bifocals. This lady, this Mexican restaurant the other day, she asked me, why the 2 glasses? And I was like, because I have to see better. I need bifocals. Do you want to buy me some? Give me a second. Sorry, turn it off. I know I got all this air blowing and stuff like this because I live in Texas, but I got a pretty good one. Let me just show you only the guitar. So we have an intro, which is strumming. Sorry about that, let me start over. Strumming. I found this just the other day. There's going to be a new lyric. E. Sorry about that. Wait a minute. I just found it. I kind of have to move a little bit. It gets kind of Bowie. It's more, I was shooting more for Joy Division, but it is a little bit of both. Joy Division, it's mixing Joy Division and Bowie. I'm hitting this note here. Now, I want to say it's an F sharp. I learned that from Rick Beato. But we're going to go into like this, I don't know, what does he call it? Not a major, but a minor chord. Sharp. I don't know if it's a minor chord. He always says sus something, but it's like minor. So we get dark, right? And this is, I lost, or actually, no, this is going like outside of the lyrics on this. Hang on. I fell from space. I fell from all the race. So I guess this is going to this common chord here, and then to a C, because I know that's a C. I know this is an F sharp. I fell, and this will go from to a minor. From space, fell from all the race. Yeah, it goes somewhere there though. I like that. It was an accident, but look, this is basically what, like F sharp. Well, I fell from space. I fell from the race. I don't know what this chord is right here. There we go, yeah. So this is all I'm doing on the F sharp is bringing this up here. I did it on accident, but I heard it. So when it goes to F sharp, just bring this up. Keep the bar on it. You don't have to, you can just do this right here. So really what it looks like is that right there. If you can see it, it's kind of funky. Because I know I go back and look at these. It's these two right here. And this one. If you were to make like a G, it's like making a little tiny G at the top of the thing. Look at that bass right there. I fell from space. I think Bowie did use those. And then we want to do it twice though to kind of establish it. So I fell from space. I jumped ahead a little bit. Let me try it again. Yeah, okay, so we're going to F sharp. This is the new, this took me like maybe a week to let it residue. And then I found this. I fell from space. Fell from the race. Something I lost all grace. Almost messed it up. Then we go back to this. And then we can end with the beginning again. We might get end it right there. Okay, let's go ahead and add those lyrics, and then we're going to try to put some of it together. I think I might have something. I'm going to try to have it by maybe Monday. I did add, I fell from space, I left this race, I lost grace when I saw your face. Which may be the title of the song, maybe. Sorry, I have to wear these for bifocal purposes. I think that's probably it, maybe. And so we have these, you know, we have this intro, which is here. Lost control, yes, and I lost all control. I wanted to know. You better take this beautiful letter, read under the weather and wear my sweater I gave you. What's wrong with knowing knowing you better? What's wrong with knowing you better? Fox, breathe, wine, don't... Messed that up, so I'm gonna have to find the fox, breathe, wine, don't forget her. What's wrong with knowing you better? What's wrong with knowing you better? What's wrong with knowing you better? Fox, breathe, wine, don't forget it. Go to the F sharp. I fell from space. There we go. I left this race. I lost grace when I saw your face on C. What's wrong with knowing you better? What's wrong with knowing you better? What's wrong with knowing you better? Fox, breathe, wine, don't forget her. I fell from space. I left this race. I lost grace when I saw your face. What? Let me back up. What's wrong with knowing you better? What's wrong with knowing you better? What's wrong with knowing you better? Fox, breathe, wine, don't forget her. And I fell from space. I left this race, and I lost grace when I saw your face. What's wrong with knowing you better? What's wrong? Fox, breathe, wine, don't forget her. And I fell from space. I left this race. I lost all grace when I saw your face. When I saw your face, I fell from space. I messed up, sorry. I just wrote it, give me a break. I fell from space. I left this race. I lost all grace. And then we'll leave this after I lost all grace. We'll leave basically, you know, we'll leave for Salah. When I saw your face. And we can always go back here. So it's kind of a little Bowie and a little Joy Division. What I really like about it is this thing. It's just clever. Or I think it is. Really easy to get into, then breakfast. What's wrong with knowing you're better? What's wrong with knowing you're better? What's wrong with wearing my sweater? Fox, breathe wine, don't forget her. I fell from space. I left this race. I lost all grace when I saw your face. What's wrong with knowing you better? What's wrong with knowing you better? What's wrong with knowing you better? Fox, breathe wine, don't forget her. I fell from space. I left this race. I lost all grace when I saw your face. What do you think? 926. I think it's going somewhere. I'm gonna listen to it and kind of analyze it, see what we got. I like this whole fell from space stuff. I'm gonna probably post it, dedicated to David Bowie and Joy Division, me and Ian Curtis, for kind of showing me some weird stuff. Okay, kitty, here we go. We're gonna exercise. Ready? Ready? Now run along. Run along, kitty. All right. I take my glasses off. Someone told me they thought it was, they didn't know why I was wearing two glasses. I'm going to show you how many steps I did and how the mileage I did on, on my hike. And I did hurt my knee at a Blue Goose Cantina in Fort Worth on this small little park bench thing right here. And it was a slight touch of my ACL, but it is clicking. So I have to take a day off and let it kind of rest before it starts to swell too much. It is getting a little bit better. I could feel yesterday it was getting better. So I'm going to show you what I did that day, okay? This is my iTouch. Okay, so just in the hike, which was the 11th of May 11th, and that was the day I was approached by the officer. Don't know his name, but it was off of Mary Kay Lane. So I decided to go on a longer, I guess you call it jog, hike, kind of hike thing. It was 25,451 steps. I don't know if it gives the time, but the activity, it does show 13.4 miles. So that's about a half a marathon. And that's what I went on. It was off and on walking. The following day, I did less steps because my knee was hurting, and we got through 5.3 miles. And I believe that's today. So no data today because we're taking off. We're not taking off the day though, we are gonna deliver. Now I'm gonna do some screenshots of how many steps I did in delivery.
All right, so May 7th, 2023, I did 5,414 steps for delivery. 6,479 on May 8th of 2023 for delivery. So pretty good on that day. On May 9th, 2023, 8,047 steps. May 10th, 1,972 steps, 2023, so almost a mile. Finally, on May 11th, 2023, 2,722 steps, more than a mile on that day. Then May 12th, 3,294 steps. That was May 12th of 2023.
All right, so for that day, I went 25,000 steps, 25,451 steps, and a total of 13.5 miles. I can add 2,722 steps for the delivery, so the total day was about 28,000 steps. You can do the math on figuring out exact mileage, because each step counts towards the mileage. You can do that by dividing 25,451 into 13.4 to find out the ratio, which is what I'm going to do. You have a good day. From what I saw on Google, it's about 2,000 steps per mile. So, pretty cool. Okay, so on average in delivery, I'm stepping about a mile. It's about 2,000 steps per mile. In hiking, I did up to 25,000 steps, which is roughly about 13 miles. That was just like a hike. That's why I call it a hike. But if I go on like my regular routine, I'm only going to do probably, I don't know. I have to look. I have to look on average what my routine is. It's not 13 miles. It's about maybe half that. So I'd be doing like 12,000 steps or something. I add that on to delivery, and I'm doing an average of, depending on if I go a little bit further in a longer routine and do, maybe like 6 miles, then there's a possibility I could be doing 14,000 steps average daily. So on average, it's 5.3 for the routine. And then for the long hike, which I've only done once so far, that's 13 point something miles. So my routine is 5.3 miles. I'm trying to figure out how many steps that is. Because it's pretty easy to figure out. It's about, I don't know, maybe 10,000 steps or something. Let me look at it. All right, let me look at it really quick. Okay, kitty, calm down. Calm down. He's doing the whale shark tunnel. They need to get him a little iPhone thing where they can put around his neck or something so he knows how many times he claws. All right, so average, we're going to say about 5.3 miles on my hike. That's on the routine. Now this day I went further, so I went 13.4 miles and did 25,000 steps. This one is about 5.3 again, so we're looking at 12,371 steps on average. That one was 12,408. So average is about probably 12,350 or something, or 12,408. These should be about the same because my routine is about the same. If I get, like, I really want to go out, then it's that 25,451 steps, which is 13 miles. So you can see on average. And that's, taking a day off is going to help my ACL. But those are these 3 days in May. That was when I was approached by the cop, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to get all this aggression out. I'm upset. And it did take me some time because I went another, I don't know, was it 1,000 miles for the steps on the delivery? So this should have equaled probably almost 14 miles for that day of stepping. Now, on this one, of course, if I would have went another 1,000 steps or 2,000 steps, that would equal about 6.3 miles. Kitty, stop it. I'm serious. So about maybe 6 miles or so. You get the idea. So you want to do like 2,000 steps to increase that mileage. And you can just look at your steps this way. Pretty cool. Thanks, Adam. Got the idea from Adam the Woo. Although, Kitty! I gotta discipline him. You can hear my ACL pop. Kitty! I'm getting older. I'm turning 50 this summer. Kitty, come over this way. All I have to say to that, turning 50, is 2 words. Tom Cruise. Right, Tomcat Kitty?
All right, I'm gonna let him play. We're gonna head out. We gotta get going. I'm gonna have to watch Adam on the run. Are you jumping up? Okay, come on. He's in New York. I wanted to watch him today. Jump on up. See if he goes by my old spot. Jump on up. Let me help you. Here we go. Get a little help from your friends. Kitty, and now's your time. Now's your time. Turn the light on. Kitty, I know. I live in an apartment that was built in 1969. Kitty, come on. Some say it's haunted. Give it a try. You got it. You only live once. Be brave. He just wants my attention. He's been trying to get my attention all morning long. I'm gonna have to go. You're just a good kitty. Yes, you are. Look at that kitty. It's cool. It's really cool that Adam went to New York. I follow his vlog. Oh, you are just a clawy. Just a clawy. I'm an Adam the Wooing. I think Adam should get a pet. See how he takes care of pets. Okay, kitty, I understand. Maybe later. I got mad at him one time, poured some water on him. I shouldn't have done that. I was upset. It was a little bit of water, though. Linda wanted to get a spray gun. Look at him. He's a wild beast. We're at 176,733 miles on the speedometer. 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Didn't go out today, resting the ACL and the knee. We're dealing with May 13, 2023. About 4:15. We're going to look at some traffic. Welcome to the Please Subscribe show with your host, moi, Cole Spivey. You know, believe it or not, Spivey's a pretty common name because when I went down to White Settlement Police Department, the guy that's in charge is named W. Spivey or something like that. Wid Spivey. It's a weird name. He's one of the main captains. And I looked at that and I was like, wow, I never seen another Spivey. But there's other Spiveys. There's some Spiveys in North Carolina, and then there's some Spiveys in, because I met them when I used to work at a bank. They're coming down from North Carolina. They lived in, North Carolina. There's a Spivey in Florida, one of the writers of The Last Man on Earth. Her name is Spivey. Spivey is more common than I thought. There's some of them are in Georgia, and then some in Arkansas, and it goes like right there through Texas. We were in the cattle field, so we were big in transporting cattle, is what my grandfather told me. We're 7 generations in Texas. So we've been here for quite a bit of time, and I guess we like it or something. But anyway, welcome to the Please Subscribe show with your host, moi, Cole Spivey. And we're gonna go out and drop food at your doorstep. Now, I did some averaging on stepping, and the average is, I think, per delivery about a half a mile. I went 2,961 steps May 13th, 2023, today. It's pretty good. If I go up a lot of staircases and stuff like that, we can stretch it to a mile. But on my jog, or I wouldn't call it a jog, I call it a hike. On my hike, when I go out hiking, I do about 5.3, but there is some jogging involved. It's about 5.3 miles. The other day I did 13 point something. So I did about 13 miles, about half a marathon. But it was mostly jogging and walking, and I had to stop for a while. It took me a while. It was very scary because I got out there. I jogged all the way from White Settlement to Silver Lake, where Hip Pocket is, to take photos of Hip Pocket. 13 miles on my feet. I'm glad I went on my feet too, because they had a Shamu parked on the side of the road, and he had pulled over some one of those boxy cars. You know, those little cars that look like a box. There used to be a car called a Cube, but it was like one of those cars. Pulled one of those guys over, and I was thinking, I wonder what the mileage, the speed limit is there, because I probably wouldn't have known. And usually when I go out to Hip Pocket, I'm super aware, because that's usually when I come across a Shamu, because we're all fish in the sea, and then there's Shamu. But I like to see the whale swallow the Shamu completely. I'm just joking. But anyway, regardless, you got to be careful. But I went 13.6 miles or something like that. It's almost 14 miles. So pretty cool. I did that on the 11th of May 11th of 2023. Other days have been 5.3. So my routine is 5.3, a little under 6 miles. And that's off and on jogging. I have done it the whole thing, just jogging. I have done it with the best of my ability of jogging, the whole 5.3 miles. I have done it a few times. Usually I'll stop and do a cool down for maybe a half a mile or a mile, depending on the weather, because it's going to get hot here pretty soon. All right? So we are getting back in shape. I've had no calories today. So I had a vitamin C tablet. No more stopping at tacos. No more stopping for hot dogs. Mostly just doing salad. Okay, now for the May 11th. That was a lot of venting, a lot of being upset of law enforcement and people trying to police other people. Because I don't feel, if I go out and hike, I don't feel like being policed. You know, especially if I'm along the sidewalk and I'm, you know, minding my own business, regardless of loud noises that happen all over the world, all day long. It's just not my fault, okay? So if he's investigating and he's hunting down people that are actually jogging, he needs to be fired. He's a Latino officer in White Settlement. If he's hunting down people. Now, he was supervised by another officer that was down the road on Mary Kay. He was supervised. So both of those guys need to be questioned. Because what are they doing hunting down a person out there hiking? That's ridiculous. Like I said, we're going to change that half-mile rule to a mile rule. So if you're a mile from anyone that's poverty-stricken, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Let them survive. They don't know how it is. I don't want their wage. I don't want their badge. I don't want their sidearm. Okay? I have the right to be what I am. All right? I'm not hunting down anyone. Now, the only thing I did hunt when I was younger was deer. And I was a dead shot from 100 yards with a, I can't remember the caliber, but it was a deer rifle. But I learned that there's a lot of suffering in that. And I do eat meat, but I have tried to be more of a vegetarian lately. And I think a lot of those guys, they go around hunting, or they think it's some kind of war, and they're going to get in prison, or they're going to be they're going to put them on their own selves in prison by hunting people down. They really are. They're end up putting themselves in prison by messing with God's children, because God's children is protected by those that are in Christ and the people of Christ. So no more hunting of people. It's very evil. They say the Zodiac killer was possibly an ex-cop or a security guard or something like that, just to let you know. So I just did, I looked at the health meter, and my steps are actually 3,294, I think, yesterday. I can post that here if I remember. If not, then I'm saying it. So I think it's 3,294, and that was to delivery. Now, when it comes to average hike, it's 5.3 miles and steps. And then the other day on May 11th, it was 13 point something. I think it came to like 13.6 miles. I have to go back and look. Yeah, it was more than 13 miles. So 5.3 on average on hike. And then it can be up to 3,000 something steps. So it's about a mile and a half for delivery. It looks like Mother's Day's gifts. Hope he's not doing that next summer.